Okay, ADV strikes again. Andre de Villiers. This one comes to me from Nick down in New Zealand with all the other ADVs that I've done in the last couple of weeks. I think there's one left to film, and I think that last one, was kind of my favorite in the group, so I saved it for last. So let's dive right into this one. This is the ADV Pitboss 3. Another button lock with the safety, and we talked about that in the last video, but basically this just shoves something up there underneath so you can't push the button. And it does it works both directions. It keeps it closed, so you cannot open this. Try as you might, it ain't gonna open. Unlock that safety, and you can pull it open. It's a cool knife. And like I said in other videos, I'm not a huge ADV fan with some of his models. However, this model, I kind of like the shape, the size. I don't really like the coloring. The gold accents for me is a personal thing that isn't my jam. But the shape of the knife in general, it very much is my jam. And I like the two-tone blade on that a lot. That is not the behind the edge. There is an edge. It's a little deceiving. At first, when I pulled it out of the box, I was like, whoa, okay, is that the final edge? No, it's not. But yeah, all in all, it's a pretty cool knife. Yeah, I really do like the two-tone blade. That's really nice. The milling, the anodizing, all of that is great. Just the colors, I would pick something different. It is red infused carbon fiber. I think that's beautiful. And with that kind of frag pattern or whatnot, it does look really good. The lanyards they threw on for free for Nick. Each of them, actually, all 5, I think, came with lanyards. I think there's 5. It is also that same carbon fiber, red infused carbon fiber in the button. It's kind of cool. The milling, again, is great. This one does have, hard to see there, it does have a roller bearing there at the end of the pocket clip. So it does roll right in and out of your pocket really nicely. S35VN blade, as you saw there, and titanium button lock. You know, nothing super fancy necessarily, but the anodizing, the polishing, and everything just make this a really nice knife. So you got 5.5 inches closed, 9 3/4 overall. So it's not for the faint of heart. 4.3 inch blade. So you can really get out there and get some work done with this thing. Behind the edge, you got 0.017 up here and 0.023 back here where it's a little bit thicker in the meaty part of it. Okay? Nice flat grind here and a nice hollow grind up here. Which is nice. It's actually, they're both flat grinds. Sorry. But they do thin this out a little bit so you can do some more precise cutting, and you've got a meaty part back here. Okay, most people aren't going to notice a couple thou difference. 8.5 ounces, speaking of splitting difference, like that is not a lightweight knife. So for reference, the standard D cell battery is 5 ounces. So it's like a battery and a half, which is okay. I've been carrying the King Battle from Frank Fisher, and it's at like 11 and something ounces, I think, 12 ounces. And I've carried it every day for 232 days as of the time I'm filming. So yes, you can carry around bigger, heavier knives and not be a problem. Overall thickness on this is 0.609. It runs on bearings. Now, this particular one, I'm not a huge button lock fan necessarily. This one, sometimes, I don't know if it's just sticky or it's because it's brand new. This is brand new. It came to me straight from South Africa, and ultimately it will end up in New Zealand. This is the true multi-international batch of knives coming from South Africa to the United States, down to New Zealand, and it goes through Australia to get to New Zealand. How do I know that? Because I get a notice that it's in customs in Australia, and then I guess it's in customs again in New Zealand. I don't know. It's weird when I ship stuff to Nick, but it actually gets there fairly quick. It's about a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks. Depends on the customs thing, right? That always holds things up. But this thing feels really good in the hand. You don't feel the pocket clip at all. It does give you some ability here if you were needing to pound nails or anything else that needed pounding, you have that ability. So let me give you a couple of quick size comparisons and we'll let you guys go because there's really not a lot to talk about here. I mean, there is, but I don't want to bore you. I've talked about ADV in some other videos recently. I will put a link to my ADV playlist up in the corner. I should have pulled out, let me pull out a Frank Fisher battle. This is not the one I have been carrying for 232 days, but this was the first battle that I ever owned. This completed my quest for a Grail knife. It was to have a battle. And I have not really sought after another knife since I have gotten my battles, because now I end up questing other battles so that I can build a battle collection. It's a sick and twisted thing. This one is probably about, let's just weigh it real quick since we're still here. Whatever, right? If you've clicked off, you've clicked off already. This one is 10.1 ounces, and it is a little bit thicker than the ADV. The one I've been carrying is about the same thickness, but it is a 4¼ inch blade. This is a 4-inch blade. So yeah, carrying big knives is not a big problem. It's whatever you're comfortable to carry. So let me know down below, what do you normally carry? And recently I did a collection discussion on the EDC hour. I'll put a link to that up in the corner too. If you missed that episode, that one's really one that I think is a good one to watch if you've not watched my live stream before. So check that out also. I appreciate it. And if you made it this far, down below, comment EDC hour. I would appreciate it.